This is a glaze gun that's going to make a lot of people happy. It's the new Fabarm ELOS N2 RS. A lot of changes from the original N2 Sporting that I tested, I don't know, three or 4 years ago. The weight of the gun is a very substantial 8 pounds, 7 ounces. How did they do it? Primarily walnut and steel. The palm swell is accentuated. There's been a change to the forearm. I believe the original forearm had a tulip or a slight schnabel forend, but here we have a rounded forend. A lot of it's personal preference, of course. You notice that the center rib is a full-length center rib. Where it used to end in this area, the center rib goes all the way down to the receiver. Hopefully you can see that. Well, that certainly adds weight right in the center of the gun. So it's a substantial weight increase. It was already a soft shooting gun, but now 8 pounds, 7 ounces. Very generous recoil pad, the adjustable comb, which is a nice slick black finish. This is not plastic, it's not rubber, it's walnut, but it has a very slippery black finish, which I like. And for starters, let's just break a few clays and see what it does. And we'll show you the ejection. Nice and positive. Ejectors do a good job, no hang-ups there. That's 4.5, 5 feet. As you can imagine, this is an extremely soft shooting gun. The original N2 was soft shooting. This is that much softer. I'm just using 1 ounce, 1,300 foot per second top guns, but there is just no appreciable recoil at all. This is not going to be a problem for anybody. Another thing I like to do is check the triggers. So we'll do that right now with my little Lyman electronic gauge. We'll calibrate it. Two pounds, 11.2 ounces. So the triggers are terrific, absolutely terrific for a clay target gun, which is precisely what this is. Right out of the box, you can expect roughly 2 3/4 pound triggers. Very light, very crisp. Very, very little take up. As you can see, it just doesn't take much. Just pull it and it breaks like a glass rod. So I'm impressed with the triggers. The balance, this is a 30-inch barrel set, also available in 32. But you can see the balance is neutral. Neutral as far as the hinge pin goes, maybe even minimally muzzle light. So that suggests to me that if you prefer a 32-inch barrel set, you'll still have a very nicely balanced gun. And even though this is an 8 pound, 7 ounce gun, it moves extremely well. It's nice, steady, but it's still quick moving. So it's hardly a sluggish gun. So for skeet, for sporting clays, if you like a flat shooting gun for trap as well, that's up to you. But I think this is the best dedicated clays gun Fabarm's ever come up with. I mean, it's just the they've done an outstanding job. They've made several little modifications to the forearm, to the stock, but a lot of little things add up to something really substantial. And the extra weight, people are going to love. So if you're the type of guy that goes out and you want to shoot all day and just not have recoil bother you, this is it. So the extra weight is great without throwing off the balance. And the wood is upgraded. So it's cleanly checkered, and you can see some distinct mineral streaks here. It's just an extremely handsome looking gun. Nice wide Sporting Clays rib, which is tapered. You do have a small middle bead with a white Bradley front sight. Comes with extended Exus HP choke tubes. Of course, they're tri-bore barrels, 100% made in Italy. Certainly not a hunting gun by any means. Too heavy for that. But for a Clays gun, this is all you're going to need for most clay shooting sports, except perhaps trap if you want something that throws distinctly high for a constantly rising target. But with Sporting Clays, often you get just as many crossing or dropping targets as you do rising targets. So a flat shooting gun, I think, is the way to go. Yeah, so this is just one of those guns where you just look at the bird and it explodes. I mean, there's really no sighting or aiming at all. It's just look at the bird and it all happens. The gun shoots where you look. So I'm impressed with it. But again, there's not much not to like. Incredibly soft shooting, which is a plus. The upgraded wood, definitely a plus. The extra weight and the extended center rib, very, very nice addition. So this is the type of gun, fits me beautifully, just as is. But you do have an adjustable cone. So you can crank it up, to the left, to the right, any way you want. And the palm swell is very, very nice. This just really fills out the hand. Very, very nicely. It's just a nice, solid, sturdy gun with great triggers and no recoil. So there's not a heck of a lot I can say. With all Fabarm guns, they're proof tested to 1630 bar, the highest civilian proof test for a shotgun available. So the triggers are great. I don't have a problem with schnabel foreends, but some people do. Some people like to curl their forefinger over the edge of the forearm, which a tulip or schnabel doesn't accommodate. But whether you do or not, it's just a handsome gun. It's just beautiful proportional dimensions and all the things that we don't like about some guns. Lousy triggers, weak ejection, poor balance, barrel regulation. No problem here. So as far as function, this thing gets an A+. I don't know, what do you want? I mean, I certainly, if you're going to have walnut, upgraded walnut, slightly upgraded walnut is preferable to me. I like the look of walnut, I like the feel of walnut, the checkering is functional. If I'm starting to rave about this gun and wax enthusiastic, it's only because I am enthusiastic. They've just done a great job. I think it's the best dedicated clays gun that Fabarm has ever offered. It's like, who wouldn't like this gun? I can't imagine. What a fun gun. And it eliminates the things that people don't like. Number one being recoil. But between the substantial weight and the generous recoil pad, I can't imagine that anybody's going to have a problem with this. With either 1 ounce or 1 1/8 loads. And of course you can shoot lighter if you want. But beautiful job by Fabarm. They're out now as far as I know. I don't think quantities are unlimited. But check them out at your local Fabarm dealer. And I think you'll be amazed. It's just great job by Fabarm.